Hello and welcome. I'm your main yapper of today, your friendly neighborhood drawer, trying to be singer, wannabe voice actor, occasional podcaster, and full-time artist and procrastinator, Benny. It's been a long while. It's been more than a year, I think. How have you been? Welcome back to the Namabeni channel. Well, initially I planned this to be the Namabeni podcast, and maybe you're wondering where have I been? I've been here. The same time I made this podcast was the same time that I started posting on YouTube on a weekly basis. And initially, I actually intended my YouTube channel to be purely silent. I wanted to be a silent vlogger. I didn't want to show my face. I didn't want to be in the camera because who wants to be? And at the same time, I could record my voice and put it up on the podcast. That's what I was initially. That's the initial picture I had. But somewhere along the YouTube journey, I started showing my face little by little. It was weird. It was difficult. And the editing process was just as hard because I had to stare at my face and hear my voice, which is just really weird if you're not used to it. But my YouTube kind of became a more raw and real and vulnerable situation. So I thought that if this is becoming serious, if this is becoming real and raw, I needed to be there. My audience needed someone, a face to connect those emotions to. And so at the same time, I wanted a real kind of like tangible exercise and immersion into being uncomfortable and being outside my box, my comfort zone. And at the same time, I was looking for avenues for how I could practice more self-acceptance, self-love. So I thought that if I record myself and watched myself and showed myself to the world, it would help me kind of get more comfortable with my skin, I guess, myself. So here we are. I neglected this podcast because I've been up on YouTube yapping just as much. But today I wanted to sit down and catch up with everybody. Now that 2024 is ending, I wanted to kind of see how you've been doing. So I also wanted to let you know that I want to rebrand the Namabeni podcast into Sip, Sin, and Simp. Sip as in sipping your beverage. Sin as in confessing your sins. And simp as in simp. So if you've ever wondered what happens when a quiet, introverted person like myself steps out from behind a camera and lets her weird, quirky self, chaotic self run wild, this is it. So today I didn't want to just yap without direction. I do have some questions that I wrote down that I wanted to answer. If you want to answer along and write them down, I will be uploading the questions up on my YouTube community page, and I'll also be uploading a video, so make sure you check it out. It's just like a fun, not so serious way of reflecting the previous year. And I hope you'll enjoy this episode. It's kind of weird just being here with a mic, but I mean, it's essentially the same. When I'm filming, it's just me and the phone and the mic. So, yeah. So, where have I been? I've been here, but at the same time, this year was something. I started the year not being at home, and then I was at home for most of the first half of 2024. I have been studying for a very important exam, which I failed. I failed, and yeah, it's I don't know how else to describe it. I failed the exam. Which is frustrating because I have the points, the number of points needed to pass. It's just that one of the sections was too high and one of the sections was too low to even make the threshold. So it's all me. I didn't prepare as much, I guess. In July, I went to London for the exam. I was in London for just a few days, so it wasn't a big vacation or anything. After that, I went on my first girls trip in October. That was also my first time in Paris with my friends from high school. It's so weird being in that situation, but we'll talk about that more later. And then I just came back from Japan because I had to be there in person for some paperwork, a lot of red tape. You know, it's Japan, and I needed to do some interviews, which again, when I came back, I was still preparing for interviews. And actually, I just got an email today that they want to interview me again. And I'm just like, how many interviews are we doing, bro? Is it yes or no? I don't know. So yeah, where have you been? Let me ask you that question as well. Where have you been this year? Second question is, how was the start of the year for you? I think I answered that question already, but the start of the year was kind of rough. I didn't have a working shower, and the bathroom was just like half functional, and I had like 20 something days where I didn't shower, and there was no public bath, public sento, or sauna or something like a facility that I could use in this country. And it was a really rough start of year for me, and the first 6 months of 2024 was just excruciating and painful, and I can't believe that I'm still here and I'm still in one piece. So how about you? How was the start of the year for you? What were the failures that helped you learn and transform this year? I think one of the main failures, I don't want to say main failures because I have a lot of failures this year, and I've been collecting failures like they're wins, and nothing wrong with that. We don't always win in life. But I feel like this year was filled with failures, and I just kind of want to know why. Why? I started filming my process before an artist alley and before a convention, an event, and it was really fun just documenting the process because I've never done that before. And one of the videos actually went sort of viral, at least viral for me. I've never been thrown out into the sphere of the interwebs like that. I've never had like strangers see my face. And it was a crying face. It was a messy face. And for some reason, a lot of people connected with that side of me. And I'm thankful that even though I was slobbering and sobbing in front of the camera, nobody picked at the things that I would pick at when looking at myself, if that makes sense. And one of the failures is me really falling into that deep, dark sadness once again after having a bad reception in an event. And I feel like now I've processed that failure properly and I've learned a lot from it, which I'm thankful for. That's one of the things that I'm proud of, that I can look at the situation and yes, I'll be sad. Yes, I'll be doing a pity party and I'll be a Debbie Downer for like a week or two, a month or two. But ultimately, I have the time and the luxury of processing things on my own, which I'm very thankful for. So yeah, and I failed my exam and it's a fair result judging from how much I prepared. I know I should have worked harder. I understand that I should have prepared more. And so again, this exam is held twice a year. So I took it again last December 1st, yes. And I don't know the results yet, but I actually don't know because I ran out of time and I didn't fill in like 6 questions. I don't know if that's gonna make it automatically null, but I want to keep trying because this exam is very important to me and it's something that I would need in the future, and it's something that's good to have on my file and my resume. So let's move on. What were the wins, no matter how big or how small, you thought you couldn't fully embrace and celebrate? What were the wins you thought you couldn't fully embrace and celebrate? I guess, see, it's hard for me to find a win because I guess when I surpassed 100 subscribers on YouTube, because one of the goals that I wrote at the end of 2023 was that I want to reach 100 subscribers on YouTube by the end of the year. And as of the moment, we are at, 992 subscribers at the moment. That is unbelievable. I'm still shocked that I'm so close to 1,000 subscribers. And I'm actually an activated YouTube partner now, and I'm just waiting for 1,000 subscribers for AdSense to kick in. That's insane. I never imagined I would reach this milestone within a year. I was happy having 100 in a year, and here you are. Thank you so much. I guess because it's like a small number compared to other channels, but for me this is huge. It's actually phenomenal that I have 992 subscribers on YouTube. So that is one of the wins. That it still feels weird that I'm shouting it on top of the building like, I have 900 subscribers. Like, maybe someone would say that's nothing, but like for me, it is something. It's something that I'm proud of and I want to embrace fully. Let's go 1,000. Okay, what were your favorite songs this year? I actually just watched my Spotify recap, wrapped, whatever. And I don't always listen on Spotify. I usually do when I'm cleaning and when I'm commuting, and when I'm in waiting areas, or when I'm in planes or whatever. But Sabrina Carpenter is the queen of the year. And of course, Twice in Jihyo specifically, and Hwasa and Hyolyn, just female power. And not just like strong kind of power, but like quirky, sexy, kind of fun songs that energizes the feminine energy, and I love it. I've been listening to Espresso and Na and Closer and Bedchem, of course, and XG. I've been listening to XG a lot, so that's like the entirety of my Spotify recap situation. And yeah, it's been such a fun year for pop, and I'm falling in love with Chappelle Roan and Clairo and others. And I'm just, yeah, and I discovered Les Seraphim, and I'm just like, I love this year for music, for pop, for K-pop, for, you know, just for artists in general. What were the books that you read this year? I will be making a video about this, but I read a lot of self-help, discovery, and kind of just like trauma books this year, and also a lot about creative healing, creative recovery. And just this year, the books that I've read and picked were kind of like all connected to each other, and I feel like my psyche has processed what I needed and just unconsciously made the choices that were best for me. Or maybe because at this time of my life, with all the therapy and all the shit that's happened in the first half of the year, let's just say that all the things that happened and all the things that I've been doing and working towards kind of like primed me to receive these recurring messages like properly and just tune in and kind of like connect with it. I learned a lot this year, and I read a lot this year compared to the previous years. I read a lot of English books, a little bit of Japanese books, but ultimately it's been, these books are not like, ooh, habits or whatever, but it's more like, why do you do this specific thing? It's because it's not you, but it's because of intergenerational trauma that's been passed down, that is actually passed down through the genes of your parents and your grandparents. And it's like very difficult conversations and very, very difficult topics that you need time to process these books. And I'm going to be talking about them on my YouTube videos, so please tune in. I mean, please, watch out for that. What were the books that you read this year? Like, how many books? Like, even if it's just one, even if it's an unfinished book, let me know. What were your favorite places this year? I enjoy London always. It's expensive. It's criminal how expensive London is, but I guess if I wasn't living in the Netherlands, I would definitely be living in London, but that's an alternate reality that's far, far away from this reality. I enjoyed Paris. I know everybody shits on Paris and, you know, oh, everyone's rude to you if you do not speak French. But I had a lot of conversations. Or maybe it's just my vibe and people are drawn to it. I don't know, but I enjoyed Paris. Maybe it was cleaner because it was just right after the Olympics. But I enjoyed Paris, and of course, Japan. I am actually still mentally in Japan, physically in my apartment, it took a while for me to accept that I wasn't in Japan anymore. And it's always like this. Every time I leave Japan, it's just like a breakup that, I need some soup, I need some blankets, I need time alone to cry and process everything that ever happened. And yeah, I have some Tokyo vlogs and a Nagoya vlog that is coming soon. So I hope that even though I am already home, you would still be excited to look back, because I'm always excited to look back. What is something you made that you are really happy that you created? It's not really something that I created, but I think choosing to reactivate my Patreon is something that I'm proud that I did, because it really showed me that people were very open and very eager to support me as an artist, and they were very eager to support my work. And that's something that worry about in the previous years. And I just feel so blessed and thankful and lucky that there are people who stick around to support me and my work. So to all my patrons, shout out to you. You guys are the best. Thank you for staying, and thank you for supporting me. Even if you have signed out and opt out of being a patron, you were there for years since the beginning. And that is something that I would always treasure and I would always be thankful for. Thank you so much for you. So yeah, I'm happy that I did that for my work, for me. And I'm happy as well that I have shown myself on camera. It's so weird because for the longest time I didn't have mirrors in my apartment. I hated mirrors. I hated seeing myself because I didn't want to see myself. I didn't like looking at myself. And there was a lot of, this is a lot to unpack, but there was a lot of self-hate that was just kind of like swirling around. I was growing, I was evolving as an individual, as a human, as an artist, but something deep inside, deep, dark in the center is still kind of like, no. So I needed to fix that. I needed to work on it, and not just work on it as an inside job, as actually work on it physically, tangibly, if that makes sense. That's why I started showing myself on my YouTube channel. And at first I would nitpick everything. Oh, my hair looks awful. Oh, my cheeks, my double chin, my teeth, blah, 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 blah. But after, I don't know, 10 videos, 15 videos, nobody really comments like, oh my God, her double chin, oh my God, her cheeks, oh my God, her hair is awful, her teeth, everything, her, just all the things that I see on myself that I would be upset about. Nobody really commented about it. And I guess that helped in making me feel more and more comfortable with showing myself on my vlogs and my videos and actually speaking to the camera like this. And it made me realize that yes, it's true that nobody really cares about you, but in the positive sense that nobody's gonna look and say, oh my God, your teeth, they're not straight. Get off the camera. I mean, maybe they are thinking it, maybe not. And I think that's one of the most valuable lessons that I've learned this year, that I can show myself and it's okay, and I can take up space and that's okay, even though I'm still working on the self-love, self-acceptance, but I do feel an immense difference. I do feel so much more at home. My voice is kind of breaking. I don't know if you can hear it, but I actually feel more at home with myself. And that is something that I haven't felt in a long time. Yeah, I'm not gonna give credit to YouTube 100% because I put a lot of work and a lot of videos were scrapped because I look like shit. And this is something I know is kind of like something we all experience and something that we all think about, that oh my god, I look like shit. But I think, yeah, it's nice to come out of this exercise actually as an improved individual. I think it was my last Artist Alley video where that was the first time in my life where I was watching myself. And I watch myself all the time when I edit. I watch it before I upload. I watch it as it goes live just to make sure it's okay. And I was watching myself and I was like thinking to myself, oh my god, she is so cute. I love her. And that was the first time that I actually felt warm looking at myself. I remember me and a friend, a very good friend that I met in Japan. We were talking about self-love and self-hate and self-acceptance. And because I asked her, like, what does that feel like? What does that look like? What does it feel like when you truly love yourself? Because I didn't know what that felt, what that looked like. Nobody taught me. And she said that think about what you feel when you see a dog or a puppy or a cat. And then think of yourself when you have that feeling. And I tried to imagine that after we have that conversation. It always stuck with me. After we have that conversation, I try to imagine myself feeling that sort of excitement, that warmth, that kind of like cute, that feeling towards myself. And it was difficult. It was not kind of difficult. It was difficult after growing up and after living many years, just not experiencing that, not thinking of that, and not kind of like seeing myself through the lens of, oh my god, they're so cute, I love them. Actually experiencing that through a YouTube video of myself was kind of awesome, kind of amazing. I'm proud of that. And I'm actually here publishing my voice saying I'm proud of that. So I want to know what you made this year. Something you did, something you said, something you changed, something you created that makes you feel proud of yourself, makes you feel proud that you did it. I want to know. Do you have an idea that's yet to be realized? I do have a lot of ideas. I have a lot of ideas for drawing and illustration that is just on my notes app and my idea notebook. And I've yet to draw them because I just cannot physically do everything. And I can't just give 150% to every single idea because I know that not every single idea deserves 200% of myself. But there's a lot, and I want to talk more about those ideas in the coming videos, the coming podcast. How about you? Do you have something, an idea, a project that you've been wanting to do but you still haven't done it this year? What are these ideas? I want to know. This is our... I have the question that's like, what's something you worked on that you were really proud of? Which is kind of like the same as the previous question, so let's just delete that. What was your mantra when 2023 ended? There's no greater joy than looking back. That was the mantra that I carried with me all throughout 2022 and 2023, and I picked that quote because I picked that quote in the mentality that when I look back, I would be able to see how far I've come. And it's a great quote at the moment, but in 2024, and this is related to the next question, what was your mantra now that 2024 is ending? I think 2024, I need to stop using cushion words like I think, maybe, perhaps, but 2024 actually taught me to embrace the present, because the previous Benny would be so stuck with the past, and she would be so worried about the future that she would miss a lot of the present. And in 2024, I read the book The Power of Now, and that really kind of helped me exercise being present and really understand why we need to be enjoying the present, why we need to be looking at right now instead of yesterday and tomorrow. And yeah, now that 2024 is ending, I just want to be present. I just want to enjoy what we have, which is right now. That's the only thing that we have. And I've been learning that tomorrow doesn't exist, the future doesn't exist, and the past, yesterday, it's already gone, and the only thing that we have is the present. So I hope if you're interested, you can also pick up that book. And if you've read it and you forgot about it, maybe it's a good time to kind of like refresh your mind and pick it up again. Maybe it will help you. Maybe it helped me a lot. Who were the people who made this year bearable? Wow. I always complain that I don't have any friends, but then I look at my hand and I can quickly count people who made it bearable this year. My friends that I have not met but are so dear to my heart. We met on the internet and they found me through my art, and we still talk and we share things about ourselves. And even though we don't talk often, they are very dear to my heart, and they are very, very, very good friends that I'm thankful that I have. So you know who you are. Thank you so much for making this year bearable and wonderful in the moments that we do catch up and talk and kind of like send memes to each other. Thank you. My friend who we schedule calls, not on a regular basis, but when we do, it's like a full-on 5-6 hour call, and we learn a lot from each other. And I think that this is the most comfortable I've ever been with a friend relationship, that they've seen the 2016 version of me, 2017, 2018, 2019, 2020, and now 2024 version of me. And they always let me know that I've grown and I've improved, and that's something valuable to me, and that's something that I'm really, really thankful for. My friend, and the version of me from 2015 up until 2024, wow, and still growing and still improving, and we're still learning about each other. I'm just so thankful for everybody that's still in my life. I know I've let go of a lot of people throughout the years, and I think of them. I do think of them. And sometimes I do miss them. And sometimes I think, was it really necessary to let go of each other? But as I progress and kind of like grow and evolve and kind of like transform, I know I can stand by my decisions. And the people that have allowed me to keep them in my life, I'm just so thankful. Thank you. There's so many people on this list, but this would go on forever if I mentioned everybody. But you know who you are, and if you're not sure if you're part of this list, you're part of the list. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being you, and thank you for making this year bearable and wonderful. Thank you. How much rest did you take that made a difference in your physical health? So these are like separate questions. How much rest did you take that made a difference in your mental health? And how much rest did you take that made a difference in your creative practice? Wow. This year I took the most rest I've ever taken in the past since 2018. Yeah, this is the most rest I've taken since 2018. And there would be days where I would be agonizing about productivity and how I'm being lazy and I should be doing something, but I'm actually accepting that, you know, I deserve to rot in bed for a few days. And this is also the year where I created the least amount of illustrations. And I know I shouldn't be proud of that, but I'm actually proud of that because I've turbocharged for many years. And that's the reason why I burnt out to a crisp. And that's not something you should be proud of. And this year I celebrated the completion of 666 illustrations. And if you look back, I only started Namabeni in 2019. So you you could do the math and like kind of see how, yeah, that's wild. 666 illustrations. That is wild. That is wild to me. Amazing, but crazy. Mental health wise, I am a lot stable this year. I was doing a lot of therapy in the first half of 2024, and it really depleted a lot of my energy. That's why I didn't have much time to draw or do the projects that I've been wanting to do, because I was just like, I need to do this now. It's now or never, because I want to do something else next year and I can't fully commit on therapy like I could this year. So I just took a lot of breaks. It was a lot. It's not just for me, but it's a lot for everybody I know. And I just want everybody to know that if you feel the need to like stop and just rest and take the day off, I hope you can, because you need to listen to your body. And if you don't have that attunement to your body, to your needs physically and mentally, then I hope that you would take next year as the time to listen to your body, to your needs. Listen to that voice inside of you, because it's really important now more than ever. Next question. Did you meet new people? Did you meet new people? Did you make even just one friend? I am very proud to say that this year I have found a friend in the Netherlands. I've been living here for 5 years, and I always talked about how I don't know anybody here and I'm a hermit and I just need a girlfriend. I just need a girlfriend and someone to have tea with, and I'm so thankful that I've made a handful of new friends, and they are very, very lovely, and we have the same interests, and we are in the same country. So I just hope we can kind of nourish and make the friendship grow. I'm not looking for super serious friends for life kind of situation, but I'm just thankful for whatever that I can kind of like get now. Yeah, my phone just stopped recording. どうしよう. This is hard. If that whole recording was just, okay, I have 44 minutes worth of phone video, so I hope I can use that. Yeah, I broke up with a friend, a very long time friend, and it's something that I want to talk about in the future videos. It's something that I want to talk about in a specific video and like a later episode. So yes, I did break up with someone, and yeah, we'll process it together. I hope you look forward to the episode. What are the best things you can take from 2024? That failures are necessary for transformation. That even at my age, I can still look forward to new things. That it's not too late to exercise self-love and challenge yourself into plunging into the unknown and finding love for yourself. And now I'm more comfortable being on camera, speaking on camera, and I don't have to edit a lot of the podcast out because I'm just, I guess, better equipped at doing this, and that's something that nobody can take away from me. I'm really thankful I made the decisions I did at that time, and now I can kind of like harvest the results. So thank you, past Benny. What are the things that you are leaving and letting go to make room for new things next year? I learned this from a YouTube video. I forgot what it was, but they said that you should throw away clothes, or just like get rid of clothes that don't give you the confidence and don't let you step into your power. And that's something that I already did. I already picked out the clothes that didn't really make me feel 200%, and I put them on the donation box. And you know, if someone can find their power in those outfits, I love that, but it's not for me anymore, and I want to let go of those things. I am also coming out of just like people pleasing, and just looking for approval from my family. And that's something that I'm really happy that I processed this year. And it's something that I am happy to leave so I can make room for more things next year. It's really hard to answer this question because there's every single question is kind of like connected to each other, and every single answer that I've talked about is kind of like connected. So I didn't want to like repeat myself. Yeah. If you could tell yourself from December 2023 anything, what would you tell them? I would tell past Benny to just do it. Stop overthinking and just like fucking do it. Just do it. No one would look at you and tell you that you look awful, you look like shit, you look ugly. It's only in your head. Just do it, Benny. Just do it. Not just for Benny, not just for me. It's also for you. Whatever you're thinking, if you're thinking that it doesn't work, it might not work, it might fail, you might fall down. People would look at you, maybe they would laugh at you. They wouldn't. They won't. So just do it. Just do it. Right now. Last 2 questions. If you could achieve anything tomorrow, next week, next year, how does that achievement make you feel? Can you picture the exact emotion? Oh, this is a hard one. I guess we'll answer this after we journal. I need to journal about this. This is a hard question. But the last question, if you want to know, is what moment or event made you slow down, give yourself some love, some affirmation, some acceptance, and kindness? List as many things as you can. So this is not just for me, but also for you. I would like you to take the time, even if it's just like 5 minutes, 10 minutes, to list down an event or a moment or moments or happenings from the past year that made you slow down and give yourself some love, affirmation, acceptance, and kindness. I want you to remember those moments, and I want you to write them down. I want you to write them down, not for me, or you can share them with me if you want. But I want you to write them for yourself so that whenever you feel like there is a need to be unkind, and we always have that moment, that we are unkind to ourselves, that we blame ourselves, that we belittle and scrutinize and chastise ourselves, you can look back and look at the list and make you remember that you always need to give yourself love. You need to affirm yourself. And there is always room for acceptance, patience, and kindness for yourself. Because the world is so hard, it's so cruel. You can't be to yourself. So yeah. With that being said, I would like to close this episode. I would like to thank you for listening up to this point and for hanging out. I hope that you didn't feel alone doing your chores. I hope that this podcast, this episode has given you some comfort and hopefully some encouragement, something to be hopeful for, and maybe just background noise. So yeah, thank you so much for hanging out, and thank you. This is Benny signing off. See you next time. Bye.